Chair now recognizes Ms. Brownley for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it. My first question is to Mr. Horowitz, and just in general, do you feel like you have enough resources in general to appropriately oversee fraud and abuse?
So, Congresswoman, I think we've been certainly very appreciative in the community about the support we've gotten from Congress, but frankly, several IGs have noted the challenge they have in overseeing billions of dollars in spending in their agency compared to what they've gotten in terms of additional relief. I know DHS OIG is one of the IGs that have mentioned this problem, and Mr. Izzard could speak to that about, I think, getting a few $1,000,000 to oversee tens of billions of dollars has been a challenge, for example, for DHS OIG. And I know some other IGs have also raised that concern. We've demonstrated as IGs, as a track record, that we return multiples of investments in our efforts because of the wrongdoings that we find, the efficiencies we find. And so investment in IGs have proven over our 40-year history to be very good investments for the taxpayers.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And Mr. Izzard, if you have anything to add to that.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you. I agree 100% with Mr. Horowitz and appreciate his response. The department received, I believe it was over $40 billion to assist with our CARES from the CARES Act, and our OIG received about $3 million for oversight work. And so we have found it at times challenging. However, we forged ahead. And I believe we've been successful in our efforts and certainly leveraging our relationships and partnerships, for example, with the PRAC, which is a relationship that we thoroughly appreciate, as well as the other OIGs in the community. So also funeral assistance is a newer one, where there was tens of billions of dollars allocated to support that. And we've not gotten any supplemental for that. However, we have moved ahead. We actually have a project ongoing now to address funeral assistance. So I think with more, we certainly can do more. But notwithstanding, we're going to continue to forge ahead and do everything we can to address the challenges that the pandemic has brought with it.
Thank you, sir. And I just wanted to say to you, I know that you personally are not responsible for Homeland Security, priorities, and particularly around FEMA. But I was concerned in your response to another question with regards to FEMA's readiness in terms of extreme weather conditions. I mean, I think we all have to look ahead and know that that's coming. I'm from California. There's no question that our fire season has started very early. I just anticipate across the country that we are going to continue to experience more extreme weather conditions. And coupled with that, we don't know whether there's going to be another surge in this pandemic where we're going to have to call upon FEMA as well. So I just, would just like to say, I hope that FEMA is doing the appropriate planning and expressing what their needs may be in order to be ready for any pandemic issues or any extreme weather conditions experienced across the country. And my last question is, again, back to Mr. Horowitz. On the CARES Act and other related legislation, there was detailed reporting requirements to ensure transparency and accountability. And then, going on, OMB's guidance to agencies then was to say, we don't really need any more additional information. Your office has come back and said that your office recommended that OMB issue the guidance to agencies to collect the missing information. So I was just wondering if that actually happened.
Thank you for asking about that, Congressman, because that is, as you're right, been a very important issue for us. We were very concerned last year when OMB issued its guidance, initially after the CARES Act, without consulting with the PRAC, that basically said usaspending.gov will be the tool that you will use to report through. We've identified in a report that's on our website that we issued in November some of the significant problems with that. And we are pleased that OMB, when they came this year, issued a revised memo that tried to address some of that. Of course, very difficult to go back from a year ago to get that kind of data that we need. But we're working with leadership to do that.
Thank you. I believe my time's up. I yield back, Madam Chair.